welcome to We Talk, where we talk about any and everything as a family.
As a family. I'm Stavohn.
I'm Jaevohn.
And I'm Mom.
Make sure to like, comment down below, and subscribe. Also, if you're feeling frisky, turn on that notification bell. Now, on to the video.
You want to start with Geiger, since you have the least to say? Or no, I mean 6ix9ine, because we have the least to say about that, and then we can talk about
Okay,
Geiger.
so, I've just been listening to things out there in the street, and I think it's like really jacked up. That, because of his snitching ways, he could be out in December, and then
I heard he got a $10 million record deal.
Right! See, you know what? We're so quick to reward bad behavior.
Is snitching bad behavior?
No, okay, first of all, let's not focus on the snitching thing. I'm talking about...
like a rapist or something?
No. Is he?
Maybe.
Oh, okay, well, my thing is, I'm talking about the bad behavior. He was doing all the same thing that all these people that he snitched on was doing. That's bad behavior. And now you want to get a record deal behind this? That's not like the little bad, bad baby girl or whatever.
Don't bring her into this. She's fine.
It was bad behavior that got her noticed, was it not?
And she is bad, baby.
You know what? Okay, figures. But yeah, so I'm just annoyed at all of this. My thing is, and maybe he talking about going just not doing the witness protection. He's gonna be out here in these streets.
He gonna get murdered.
I don't believe that. And I actually heard it explained.
So
I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about it. And they were saying like the era of people actually like really putting in work is over.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's about, social media and the image
I
now.
I can see that, but...
And the only people who would really like be down to put in whatever work was necessary are the people that he told on when they're gone.
What about what happened to X? Didn't he get killed?
He's dead. But he got robbed. Like it was like a different type of thing.
But yeah, so I'm annoyed by all that. It's just, I don't know.
I think it's funny. I think it's all very funny.
Don't they have video of him with like underage girls?
Yes, and that.
So he's R. Kelly.
Well, he was claiming that he was 17 and this girl was 13.
Oh my.
Babe, that's still gross.
And it was him and another dude, and so he was claiming that he was 17, but he was actually 18. Like, he lied.
Imagine that, a snitch that lies.
So, yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, that whole situation is truly a mess.
But who's actually going to be like buying his album, right? I feel like, and also two things. First off, there are dudes signed to record labels who have done some bad stuff. Like bad behavior has been rewarded before. So that
but
they rap about it. They talk about it.
This is a different level. You did bad behavior and then couldn't man up and take the punishment by your...
I feel like it's a bad business move because who's buying this dude's music? Like who's actually messing with him like that anymore?
I don't know.
What about because he is snitch?
But my thing is, I don't see that would deter this generation. I don't feel like that would deter them.
See,
my generation, I think it's a little different because we think differently. I'm not about that life. I'm gonna put that out there. I ain't about that life. Therefore, I don't be out there in the streets like I'm about that life. If you out there in the streets, you need to be about that life. If you get caught, do your time. Be a man.
But if the music's good. The music's good. I guess.
I don't even know.
To me, it just seems like there will be much more of a disconnect between the the artist and the art, right? Like when you hear Drake talk about like some hard stuff,
Yeah.
you're like, I don't feel it. Like
yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So now, because he raps about being hard, like, oh, I got these hollow tips and like
I've not listened to his music, so I don't know what he raps about, but that's not gonna fly.
But he talks about like he talks about being hard and you know like all this stuff. But we've seen like him break, like we've seen him break down and in the eyes of society at least lose value as a man, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not a man if you do this, or you're not a man if you do that. Like everybody's idea of what a man is different, especially in a situation like this. But
I'm not pulling his man card, but I am pulling his trying to be a thug card.
Right. But to some people, he's like no longer like really a man because he's a punk. Right.
But he is a punk, yeah, don't get that twisted, but you can be a punk and a man all at the same time.
I mean, yeah, but when I'm saying man, I'm not meaning like
I mean, okay.
You know, I'm saying like the man. Yeah, right, like the macho, like this machismo that he had, this like bravado that he would come with or whatever. Like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna touch me. Like I'm the king of New York. Like,
you just got all the words. Macho.
Yeah.
You get 37 points for that word.
But no, so I'm just saying like the idea of what a man, like this like sort of ethereal concept of like a man. Mm-hmm. You know, like we know that he still like has a penis and identifies as a man because you can be
yeah, we're not getting into all that complication. We're not doing all that today. Okay. Any final thoughts about that so we can move on to what I really came
No, I wanted to take a detour real quick because that made me think. What do you guys think of seniors dating freshmen in high school?
I've always thought that was kind of weird because it's like a 3 to 4 year age gap, right?
Yeah.
5 years even if the senior is
yeah
particularly slow, but you know, like so a 3 to 4 year age gap, that's fine in the context of like, oh, I'm 50 and my husband is 54. Like
yeah, and that kind of stuff that's fine.
That's not bad, but you know, if it's like I'm 14 and my boyfriend is 18, like ooh.
That's not cool. I don't
know. To me, that's predatory. Like, I've been thinking about it, and I just don't vibe with that.
I think you're right.
Because the age gap is just, like, okay, the age gap isn't big, but where you are, you're at, like, two vastly different points in life. Like, if you're 40 and your husband is, like, 45, that's fine, because you guys have an age gap, but you're at the same part in life. But you're 14, still developing, and you're dating someone who's a grown man. That's weird to me.
See, but we're also framing it in the context of the male being the older one. It could be the woman.
But, it doesn't matter.
Or a grown woman.
Cool.
It doesn't
no,
matter.
that's not cool.
No, we got all kinds of double standards in place.
In society, they're probably looking at, but in my eyes, it's no different.
I don't care who you are. I don't care if you got a boyfriend, a girlfriend, any type of friend. That's predatory.
Okay, so since we're discussing that, and
Are you going to talk about teachers?
No.
Teachers are never mind.
That's predatory.
I mean, no, that's legitimately predatory, but again, that double standard, man.
No.
Where it's like, if there's a double standard in the eyes of society.
Yeah,
there is, yeah, but I think it's gross either way.
But if a man, like if a grown man, like let's say he's like 28, is dating a 16-year-old girl that he's teaching, it's like, oh my God, that monster, lock him up. Like, if there's a 28-year-old woman dating a 16-year-old kid, it's like, good job, bud. Like, you got it. Like, we still lock her up, but like high five. Like,
that's only amongst the men.
we still locking her up, but good job.
Like, ain't no woman feeling like a good job. No, that's
that. You guys don't even feel that way when the roles are reversed when it's the man. Like, oh, you got him. Good job. Like,
That's just
I was
sick.
actually in that situation.
You were dating a teacher?
No, I wasn't dating a teacher, but I was dating
You were a teacher
someone.
dating a
No,
student?
we're talking about the original
You were
situation.
a freshman dating a senior?
No.
You were a senior dating a freshman?
Let
her say, 'cause I wanna hear.
the words out of my mouth.
Predatory.
Just shut up. Let her say it.
No, I believe I was, I think 15 or 16. I was dating someone who was like 8 years older than me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that thing, you know, yeah, it's awful when you think about it. It's very predatory.
It's very predatory.
It's very
Yeah,
predatory.
You will pray.
I was prey. I mean,
You should make a
I
show
need to pray.
about that.
I was prey.
Yeah, that's our next show. I was prey.
I was praying. That name already exists though in the context of like people who get eaten by animals.
Yeah.
I remember you were watching that show, so
yeah.
That's why I was bringing it up.
we gotta like work it out
Yeah.
some other way.
I was prayed.
But I think that's super weird. So thinking back on it, do you feel like man, how did I think that was okay back then? Or like do you
Well, okay,
do you
but
think
y'all
like
have to
okay, I
understand.
understand like how
No, my situation was, in my opinion, unique, although it may not be, because you know I have history with being prey. I'm just like I'm repeated prey. So
you just that deer with the bum leg, man.
Chihuahua. You're the Chihuahua. I keep running in the street.
It just really makes me sad, you know, looking back on how much prey I really was and how, so therefore, you know, I didn't see anything wrong with it because I had been prey previously. So, you know, when you don't know better, you don't do better. And even sometimes when you know better, you still don't do better. But I didn't know better.
Yeah. Look, man,
So-
that's sad.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys know who Sarah Paulson is?
No,
American Horror Story.
no.
I mean, if I seen her, I would know. But
You know Freak Show? The
oh yeah, I
Too
know who
bad.
she is. Yes.
She's a girlfriend who's 75 and she's 43.
Wow.
See, now that you're both grown. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
you do
you
what
are.
you do.
That's
If that's how you get down, look, I saw this one video. I think it was a clip from like it might have been a show on TLC called Strange Love or something like that.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
So it was this like 60-some-odd-year-old dude with like a 24-year-old girlfriend, and you know, just going out on dates and just like having fun and dancing, and it's like, look, man, you're both grown. Like that's
And
to me,
some
that's
people
weird,
like
but-
older people. I mean, some younger people are physically attracted to older people. I mean,
look, I
happens.
understand
It's like
that. It's like,
some people are physically attracted to obese people. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, there's so many what we deem to be fetishes out there. I mean, it is what it is.
Okay. On to. What's her name?
Okay.
Oh,
on to-
Amber Geiger?
No, we're not. No. We're talking about Botham and John. She will not be the star of this. She is not the victim in this case. Like
Oh.
everybody's making her out to be.
who's making her out to be the victim for real?
Okay, if you look at the fact that the judge's actions, the bailiff's actions, everybody's
Yeah, I
even
thought-
the brother's actions, they're making her seem like she's the victim.
I thought everybody in that whole situation, and admittedly, I haven't been paying attention much to that situation. I've been hearing things like they sound. What's a kind word to replace the P word with? Because they all sound like that.
They sound like vagina.
They sound like vagina,
Like cowards?
like cowards.
Y'all slipping.
Like.
I don't know where.
Well, they said the P word. I mean,
Y'all didn't think of coward?
Well, you know what.
Look, nah, I mean, it seems so weak,
But
right?
my thing is, I'm starting to have I feel a certain kind of way about this whole situation. I don't feel like the whole truth came out because someone said that at one point they had a picture of her with him, like she knew him. So also one of the witnesses said that he heard them arguing before he heard the shot ring out. There's just so much. Oh, and then by the way, he winds up dead 2 days after the trial, after he testified against her. And now there's
I heard about that.
Wait, who?
There's a guy who testified against
Oh.
the cop, and he wound up dead
No.
2 days later.
He committed suicide
And
by
they
shooting
said-
himself twice in the
No, but you know
head.
the thing.
Oh my gosh, what's his name? Jeff Epstein or something?
Oh.
Yeah.
He was about to just.
Nah, that was murder. He got killed.
Yeah, he did.
But we don't talk about it anymore because nobody does. So, what were you saying?
But the thing with
We all
this
just-
guy, he didn't want to testify, but he did. But my thing is the way that he died in a drug deal. He died in a drug deal. But the thing with the drug deal, what some people think that the story sounds preposterous because 3 guys that traveled from Alexandria, Louisiana, traveled to wherever he was to get drugs.
That was in
Now,
Texas?
I don't know where they were.
I thought it was in.
I thought they were in the city.
But my thing is, that wouldn't surprise me because there's nothing in Alexandria. I mean, seriously. And I looked at it like that. I'm like, they are so far behind in the
you telling me
times.
that you couldn't find no weed when you were down there?
You know what? I feel like if them guys could have got all that weed that they went down there to buy, they would have been making some money for real. Because, I mean, it felt
But they
so
left it,
slow.
right?
I thought they took the weed from him.
I heard that they drove like 4 hours to get to him. Like somehow the drug deal went bad. They killed him and then they ended up leaving
But
the
he
weed.
shot one of them.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
and I think that's how it all came back.
Why are you driving 4 hours and killing people over weed? If you don't go,
Some good weed, bro.
if you don't go like pass out.
So, but no, I heard that the guy who got killed got into it with one of the other guys, and he did shoot him, and they ended up killing him. So
The guy that he shot, do they have him? Do they know?
Yeah, they got the people. And I'm thinking it all ties back to the fact that the guy had to go to the hospital, and anytime that there's a shooting, they report that to the police.
Right.
Period. So, yeah. But my thing is, I don't understand. I was so upset. I was happy that they found her guilty, but I don't understand how you find somebody guilty of murder and just only give them 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She only has to serve 5. And then she gets probation? Parole or whatever. I don't
You can't
understand.
be surprised. Like,
I'm not surprised. I don't understand
Not
why.
surprised.
But just pissed. Yeah, disappointed.
I heard a story about this cop who had, I think he had raped like 2 teenagers, and he ended up getting like just a couple years.
Not to be that guy, but I just don't.
But my thing is, I didn't research this, but I had seen a comparison, where she shoots this cop shoots this innocent black guy in his home eating his ice cream, and she gets 10 years.
And
Some
the
guy
guy shot a police dog.
Some guy shoots a police dog and gets like 45 years. I'm not understanding.
You're shooting at the police.
It's because
Why are you shooting at the police for?
it's because
That dog was an officer. You
I understand
gunned
that.
down an officer.
Okay,
She went into his home. I don't want to hear that. I thought this was my house. I don't believe that.
That's so weird that you could make that mistake. You see somebody on the couch like eating ice cream or
The
whatever.
layouts of the apartments weren't even the same on the inside. I don't understand.
Who just like sees somebody sitting down? Like, okay, first of all, if he was like a robber or something, who robs a house and just sits on the couch and eats ice cream? And then second of all, you don't speak?
Yeah, that's my rocky road. Like,
That's just really, really sad. And then, you know, I do believe in forgiveness, but the fact that the performance that the brother put on,
vagina.
oh, I forgive her, and I want to hug her, that opened up a whole thing for her to have an appeal. So she filed for an appeal. So she may not even do that time.
Vagina.
It's just so
I'm telling you,
sad.
they're cowards.
My thing is, whatever. But my thing is, the police are just like, they are just so entitled.
Yeah.
And, I think that our society puts them at like the top. And I don't know how I feel about that. Because everyone's always like, someone says Black Lives Matter, and someone's so quick to be like, Blue Lives Matter. No, Blue Lives don't exist. I'm sorry, but they don't. Because when you get home, you take off the officer, you take off the uniform. I can't take this off.
Hey, bro. You could take the uniform off the cop, but you'll never take the cop out of the uniform.
And that's the issue.
One more thing. I seen a video. I didn't listen to it. I don't feel like I had to listen to it. Well, actually, I did listen to it, but I don't. It was a video. It was a commercial or something made by Procter and Gamble. I don't even know what it was promoting. But anyway, this is the gist of it. You have this African American man walking with his son, and you know people are looking at him, and the kid is waving to somebody in the car, and they're not of black persuasion, so they roll up the windows. And then you know he takes his kid to the swimming pool, teaching him how to swim. People get out the water and they're looking at them. He's going to get on the elevator. And they won't hold the elevator for him. He thought, you know, he asked them to hold it, and they let the doors close.
Does racism like that like still exist?
Hold on, let me get to the. Yeah, for real.
Like, is it common?
For real.
Because I don't.
Depends on where you are.
Have you witnessed it, JB?
Let me finish my commercial.
I mean, like I've walked into stores and been followed before, and then like.
So have I, but I was stealing, so you know.
I wasn't.
Okay, so at the end, you know, we watched all this, and at the end of the flipping commercial, you know, you see a door open, and all of these people stand up, and you see he's a judge, and it was just so powerful. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so powerful. They're being discriminatory to this man, and he has got more power than all of y'all in his little pinky finger.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't even know what it was promoting, but I liked it.
But like I've walked like down the street, and then like seen somebody like grab their bag before that day.
I've never noticed anything like that. Like,
you
admittedly,
typically, you don't care about anything too, so you probably wouldn't even notice.
I don't watch people as I'm like.
Yeah, you be watching people.
But
Here in these streets.
nah, like I'm making sure nobody's like sneaking up behind me or nothing like that. Or if like something seems weird, then I'll pay attention. But if I'm just like walking down the street or just like in a store or whatever, I'm not really looking at people. Like I'm just doing what I'm doing. And the people they're more like moving obstacles. And so, you know, it is what it is. But I've never really experienced racism like that, or like racism period, I guess. Not that I know of. There could have been some stuff that indirectly affected me that, you know, wasn't brought to my attention. But, you know, so I'm not saying it doesn't exist because I don't experience it, but I'm just saying like I feel like the media tries to blow it out of proportion. Like the media, or social media especially, is the perfect place for like small isolated incidents to just actually seem like the new norm.
I mean, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that statement when you look back at you know, for example, the cops killing people and getting away with it. Her killing this man who, I mean, he wasn't doing anything wrong. You know, a lot of these other people were doing something, and it does not justify them getting killed, but it put, you do see that why they were in the situation that they were in. You do not see why he was in the situation that he's in. He was sitting in his home, and she, for the most part, she gets off with a slap on the hand. So I don't feel like the law. It is what it is. It's occurring.
I mean,
Just because it's not directly affecting our lives, it is occurring.
I don't know. I saw this this clip from the news earlier today, and a man had walked into like a Dollar General or something, and he was sticking the place up, right? Gun out, pointed at employees, like
why are you robbing
like
the Dollar
trying to get some money. So one of the Dollar General employees happened to be armed. I don't know where this was. Seems a little weird that you could just be on the clock and have a gun on you at the same time.
You gotta stay strapped up.
I mean, but like some places that you work.
Oh yeah, my place I couldn't come in with a gun. Whether
Yeah, like
CCW or not. But you know, some people. I mean, I could see if you worked at a gas station and you had a CCW, I could see that.
I mean, but yeah. So you know, I don't know where this was for this to be the case, because to me it just seemed kind of weird that like you're on the clock and then you just like pull out your gun. But so you know, the person with the gun pulled out their gun, shoots him in the chest, like shoots the robber in the chest. Situation's dealt with. But the clip on the news was the robber's family, his brother and his sister, talking about the situation, and it was so funny. They were so delusional. They were so delusional. The sister especially. She's like, I don't know why. Like, yeah, I know he was robbing y'all, but y'all didn't have to shoot him. Like, I know that the situation is kind of his fault, but it's not all his fault.
Excuse me? Did he not have a gun? Did he have a gun?
He went in with a gun.
Okay, well, you know what?
Pointed at people.
Were they black?
Yes.
Of course.
It was unfortunate, and I was like, of course they got to show this on the news. Like, it added nothing to the news story
No.
that these two
mockery
people.
of black people.
Yeah,
See, I was kind of feeling that way. Like, oh, these news reporters, or you know, whoever's in charge of that, like they put this in here to make these people look a certain type of way.
Absolutely.
Like in your, you know. But she looked like legitimately ignorant and out of touch with reality, and it was just so crazy. Like, and she was blaming the employee. She's like yeah, y'all getting robbed, but so what? Like, and of course this woman shouldn't have these opinions. Like, this woman is actually a buffoon, but it didn't make sense to me that they were highlighting her buffoonery, like especially when it was nothing of value. It was actually just something to laugh at, right?
Absolutely, it's crazy.
So that had me feeling a certain type of way. Admittedly, I did laugh, but you know.
I mean, when I watch things like that, I don't think it's funny. I feel embarrassed. I do. No, I really do. I'm like, what? Nobody's taught you better. You really don't know. You're looking stupid, and you know, as a collective, you're making black people look stupid. Although you know what I mean when I say that. I know that I'm not particularly looking stupid, but that's what people think. They'll be like, look at that, black people, and we all just get lumped into one big thing. So, yeah.
I mean, it's just really not a good look.
It's not a good look.
Foolish is what it is. Alright. Try to have a conversation with your family. See if you can get on the same page.
If not the same page, at least the same chapter.
And if not the same chapter, learn to forgive. You can honestly forgive anybody and just hug them, and everything will be okay.
Dude,
No
stop
problems.
lying. You stop.
You know what? You're accusing me of some stuff, and I'm not comfortable with it, but I forgive you. Do you want a hug?
Let's hug it out.
You don't even know how to stop the recording. Look at you.
know.